In this nugget, we're going to look at examples of common issues that relate to SAN switching when our switch is in node port virtualization mode. That's, of course, NPV mode. We'll also look at the identification and resolving of these particular issues. Now, should you want a review of N-port virtualization mode, I'm going to send you to my Storage Plus course here at CBT Nuggets. So just do a search on Storage Plus on our website. You'll find my course. And if you scroll down in the list of nuggets, you're going to find nugget number 21, where we do SCSI IDs, domain IDs, and NPIV, including NPV. So you're going to really find this nugget very straightforward and very clear on the subject of NPV. So a common problem is that you have an NP port that's stuck in initializing. A possible cause could be that the upstream switch isn't enabled for NPV mode. So to identify this, notice I use show interface, in this case fiber channel 2/1. Note that fiber channel 2/1 is down and we are indeed stuck in initializing. Now, in order to really identify what's going on here with our stuck in initializing, what I would like you to do is a show NPV status. We'll use this command to determine whether NPIV is enabled on the core switch, and you can see clearly here that it reports to us that, yeah, we're in a failed state because NPIV is indeed not enabled in our upstream switch. Now we have a situation where we see a server port that's connected to an NPV edge switch cannot come online, and the status of the upstream port is NPV upstream port not available. If the vSAN does not match at each end of the connection, then this is when we see this particular error. Notice I identify it once again with our show interface fiber channel command. If this state is shown, then we want to use the show, let me write it down for you. That's show vSAN membership. Yeah, of course. In order to verify the vSAN membership of the interfaces, you would obviously need to correct any incorrect vSAN memberships in the vSAN database of the switch. Now, if the server on the downstream NPV edge switch does not log into the fabric, or if you see the waiting for floggy message, as we can see in this particular output here under state when we do our show NPV status, then check the following. First, verify the configuration of both the NPV edge and core switches. If you are not running the fabric port trunking feature, then verify that there are no vSAN mismatches. Verify that the server ports, NPV, NP ports, NPIV core F ports, and storage ports are all in the same vSAN and are online. So that would be our step 1. Step 2, I would go ahead and collect an ETH analyzer trace. Verify that the floggy frame is being received and sent to the NPIV core as an fdisk command. Number 3, I would perform a shutdown and no shutdown on the NPV attached server port to recreate the problem. The trace will be written to boot flash, and you can copy it off the switch to an external server. And as a 4th step, you would want to go ahead and verify the flows using something like Wireshark. Now, the last thing that I want to discuss with you in NPV troubleshooting is when we want to locate the exact port to which a server is physically attached. You see, NPIV switches, as you know, lose visibility into the physical port to which a downstream NPV connected server is attached. When you have an NPIV core switch that has several downstream NPV edge switches attached, we might want to locate the exact port where a server is physically attached. In order to do this, I recommend the following steps. First, identify the port worldwide name of the server and the corresponding switch to which it's attached. We would obviously use show floggy database in order to do this. Next, identify the IP address of the NPV edge switch. You could use show FCNS database NPV in order to obtain that information. Then connect by telnet to the NPV edge switch, and then identify the port worldwide name of the server with show NPV floggy table. If the interface is a fiber channel over Ethernet virtual fiber channel interface, then you can use show interface virtual fiber channel in order to see which port the virtual fiber channel is physically bound to. So that would be the steps. And in step 2, again, that command was show FCNS database NPV. So there are your commands that would be involved in this location of the exact port to which our server's physically attached. So in this nugget, it was all about NPV mode troubleshooting, and we did this by using a really common sense approach, taking a look at the most common situations that we have with NPV, and then seeing the commands that we would use to very easily troubleshoot these particular problems. I sure hope this nugget was informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.